What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rides. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video where I'm here at Maserati Alfa Romeo Daytona Beach, and behind me is a 2022 Maserati Quattroporte GT. Now, this is not any entry-level Quattroporte GT. This model has $15,000 worth of options and one of my favorite paints on Maserati models. You guys already can tell from the back, just seeing it, you already know Bianco Alpi. That pearl paint is on there at a big cost for the options, but you know, it's worth it when it comes down to it. At least to me it is. But with that said, it's not often we get Quattroportes on the channel, so I wanted to get this one here for you guys just to show off this enormous spec. I love how this is spec'd out. Even though it's a entry-level model, it gives a lot of flavor to the, you know, I guess, base trim. But with that said, you still get the base performance but get awesome looks. So with that said, let's give this Quattroporte GT a chance because I think it may shock you as far as the looks and the feel of this model. Now, if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel because when you subscribe, it helps grow the channel and I get more opportunities to get more beautiful Quattroportes like this one right behind me here. Guys, take a look at this thing. Now, we know the Quattroporte with the 2022 model year got a new variant called the GT, just like the other trim levels, but the Quattroporte GT was something that we didn't know was coming because the GT line models, or the GT model, shall I say, of the Maserati lineup involved a entry-level engine, and that's what this Quattroporte got. Now, normally the QP has the upgraded engine in the Maserati model, so this car is really for someone who doesn't necessarily need the extra power, but would still like the length and wheelbase of the Quattroporte itself. So speaking of that, we know that the Quattroporte is basically a big brother to the Ghibli, you know, so it's the larger vehicle. And you can tell by just looking at this angle, she's a little longer, right? 207.2 inches in length, 58.3 inches in the height. You have your max width of 76.7 inches. All right, you have your front width, 64.3 inches, and you have your rear width, 64.8 inches, with a wheelbase of 124.8 inches out of this 5-seater with a curb weight of 4,101 pounds. So with that said, you can see why some want the Quattroporte over the Ghibli, just for that extra space. Really, a lot of where you see it is in the rear seat for your legroom. Now, paired with the lovely 8-speed ZF transmission, you get the entry-level engine for this Quattroporte GT. Again, 2022 is the first year they offered this engine on the QP. And a good way to tell that is that engine is the silver V6 shield, which lets you know that that is the entry-level power variant. How entry-level? Well, it's still a 3-liter twin-turbo V6, but with this twin-turbo V6, you're looking at 345 horsepower over 424 and 369 pound-feet of torque. And this is a rear-wheel drive model. So with that said, you're looking at a 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds with a top speed of 168 miles per hour. You know, the world is moving in the EV phases. It's going electric. So with that said, seeing these cars with these ICE engines, you know, it's going to be a pastime. So we have to appreciate them while they're here. No matter whether it's the entry-level models or it's the higher spec models, it's still a great ICE engine. Now let's talk about this spec overall because, wow, again, the Bianco Alpi paint, you can tell the Florida sun is showing out today and that pearl is shining. And this car isn't even detailed yet. As you can see, it does have some specs. It's not perfect on it. But when this car gets detailed, it's gonna be even better. But this car is going straight to the showroom, so I had to get it out to you guys right away. But yes, Bianco Alpi paint, it's just my favorite. You know that my old Ghibli had this color paint and it was just phenomenal. I loved it. It turned like goldish in the sun. It just looks so cool. So this paint holds a special place in my heart. Now with that said, you do see the newer Maserati insignia up front. You know this changed over for 2022. So with that said, this is going to be the newer emblem for this model year. You do have the LED headlamps. Now these are the full matrix LED headlamps as well. So you can see the kind of like setup there for the sectors for the full matrix LEDs. Looks really good. You can see the big LED right there. We'll have it all illuminated shortly here, but they look really good for the full LEDs. You do have the more aggressive rear front fascia here, all right, with the big black blade, and you have the honeycomb grille, which is actually functional. Same going across. You see the black lip, but you see that honeycomb grille, functional there. All right, you do have your vertical slats with the matte inserts, all done in black because we have a Nerissimo pack on here, so it blacks out a lot of things. All right, you do have your smoked chrome going across, and you have your big trident. This holds your Maserati ADAS, which is your driver assistance. All right, so it all looks good. We'll step back and look at it from this angle. Yeah, look at that. She looks good. Side profile looks good. Looks even better with the GT badge there and the big portholes that you get on the Quattroporte. Again, versus the Ghibli, which are a lot smaller, you only get the bottom half of this design, and they're more flush to the car, to where these are more prominent and stick out. Now you do have the 20-inch Perseo wheels, dark, and you have the red calipers, white script, Brembo brakes, drilled rotors there. All right, Pirelli Zero tires, as of course, I mean, what you're used to from Maserati. Looks really good for this setup. Let's step back and kind of admire it from a distance there. Yep. Gloss black mirror caps, as you guys can see, part of our package here. Body color door handles. All right, the gloss black window mode surroundings. Wow. And you also have your sunroof here. Maserati still needs to get on the game and do a panoramic roof for these sedans. I think it would go a long way. You do also have your nice trident right there on the side. Looks really good there, just very prominent. It looks smoked. It's not blacked, obviously, but it looks smoked out for the Quattroporte. Same with the Maserati insignia going across here. Smoked out. Taillights smoked out in the boomerang flavor, and then your rear done with the exhaust tips in black, again part of that Nerissimo package, so you can see that there with the black rear diffuser. It's very aggressive, and a honeycomb grille over the exhaust tips. Again, just a good look for this car, and you step back and look at it, and again, admire it from all angles with the Quattroporte badge over there, I forgot to mention. Now, whether you guys believe it or not, it doesn't matter if you're buying a Maserati or not, but fuel economy in this day and age is important. So 19 combined city and highway, 16 city, and 25 highway. That's what you're getting out of this twin turbo V6. But remember, this is a lower horsepower variant, so you might save a little bit at the pump, but premium fuel only, as you could expect. So you're gonna have to pay just a little bit more than those common folk out there. Now, as you guys say over the pond, let's check out the boot space or trunk space here in the United States. 18.7 cubic feet. As you can see, we have the automated trunk lift there, all right, where you can see you have the automated buttons to close and lock it. Now, underneath is what you're used to from Maserati when it comes to the boot. 60/40 rear split. You have your floor mats here. You have your cargo net over there with your 12 volt. All right, and then if I were to lift the floss floor, you will see the spare tire, the jack, tire inflate kit, tools you may need, and your battery tucked away under there. Very practical, and again, because this is a lot bigger than the Ghibli, you get about 5 cubic feet more of space, I believe, in the trunk. Before we step inside, you will see, I did that wrong. Let's try that again. Soft closed doors. I tried to make my point, and I was being a little too heavy on it, but you can see that I can open up this door wherever I want because this has a hinge-free design. Always a cool feature from Maserati, to where it doesn't have to open to any set point. You also see your dual pane glass. All right, that's always great too. Pillar fixed to the B pillar here. The B pillar is fixed to the car here, so you can see that that stays in place. So it's a very seamless looking design. Really love it. Now, before we get in, you can see the Maserati side sill that is covered up in protective film. All right, you can see the pedals here, dead pedals, gas pedal and brake pedal, done in aluminum. All right, you can also see, if I adjust the camera here, this is a button that adjusts the pedal. So if I hold it up, can you see the pedal coming closer? And then if I hold it down, the pedals will go further away. So you do have adjustable pedals. That is an option, and it's in this car. Now you also see the leather going throughout, all right, Neo stitching and Rosso stitching combined with the chrome, all right, and the black piano wood. And then leather everywhere with the Harman Kardon sound system here, all right. So the difference between a lot of the Quattroporte and Ghibli stuff when it comes to the interior, and hopefully that AC isn't blasting too much for you guys to where you can't hear me. I'll try to change it over a little bit. It's hot, guys. It's Florida. Florida summers are killer. The biggest things that are the differences, there is a little bit of a styling difference, but a lot of things that are aluminum in the Ghibli are chrome on the Quattroporte. So the door handles, all right, with the trim to go along with it, the surrounds for the seat memory, all right, the ventilation for the HVAC vents, all done in chrome, all right, instead of aluminum. All right, so that's some of the things that will set the Quattroporte apart. Also, the design is different. It's got one big piece of, trim, which in this case is black piano wood that flows across. The chrome for the HVAC vent flows across. This is more flat on the Quattroporte. You do have the leather up top and Rosso stitching, but you can tell there's a design difference when it comes to the QP over the Ghibli. So again, it really just depends on what you need this car for over the Ghibli. Sometimes the Ghibli is just enough. Sometimes you might need a little bit more space. You might want a little bit more design, and you might like a little bit more class. That's it. But other than that, you can see the Alcantara on the pillars. All right, so that means that it's all on the headliner there, and you can see that sunroof coming into play as well. Looks really good, right? All right, you can see that we have Nero and Rosso all throughout. We do have our not flat bottom steering wheel, sorry, our leather wrapped steering wheel. All right, perforated leather. You can see the Maserati insignia there. Column mounted paddle shifters, all right. And you do have your driver assistance here, and then you have your hands-free controls over here with your menu controls for your TFT screen here. You guys can see those chrome dials, again, just classing it up here in the Quattroporte. You can see everything that you need to by going through the menus here, and you can go through your stored messages, your start-stop mode. You can go through your distance as far as your trip, the speedo there with driver assistance, your PSI for your tires. There's a lot of stuff, and even if I go into these menus and go deeper, I can change a lot of things there. Same for the MIA system, or MIA as Maserati likes to call it. This system that runs Uconnect 5 has just been killer since it was launched for the 2021 model year, and now we're here with it again in 2022, and it's just something serious. This system, done a couple of videos on it. It does so many different things for you guys. I've even done some shorts on my social media and on my channel here to show it off to you guys. Now, you do have your surround view camera for this car, so you can see all around the vehicle in real time as we're sitting here. Very nice to have that driver assistance package. You can also let the rear sunshade down and up from here. So you can see it's up and now it's going down. I'll press it again and it's going up. So it's cool that you can do that there. You can also do it in the rear, which we'll talk about in a minute there as well. But yeah, this system is awesome. Driver profiles, it has a wake up word, hey Maserati, and that will, do like your GPS, or it will turn up and down the AC, or, it just does so much stuff. It's a very smart, intuitive system. Love it. Dual zone climate. Down here, you do have wireless charging. As you guys can see, that pops out. You have your USB-C and USB 2.0 there, all right? And then your big piece of black piano wood trim. Be careful, because I had this in my old Ghibli. It does scratch, and it fingerprints, and it gets lint and dust. You might want to wrap it, get some protective film. You do also have your traction off button there. All right, you do have your start stop, ice, sport, and your dampers where you can soften those. Now, if you're wondering, ice is increased efficiency, best for your fuel economy, might be something you need in the 2022 model year. Sport mode opens up the exhaust valves, gives you more aggressive throttle response, just a great thing to have. 8-speed, 8-speed ZF transmission, dual track, so you can do manual mode here. All right, drive, you can go up for neutral, use the trigger, go up to reverse for safety, and then you can see your backup camera comes on. All right, and then P for park, you're all set. You have your electric parking brake, your quick buttons here for your menus and everything for your MIA system, radio controls. You have your cup holders surrounded in that chrome. All right, you do have extra storage here. Then your center armrest folds up, and then you have ashtrays in this as well. So you can have the ashtrays if anybody smokes. Don't smoke in your Maserati, but it's there. All right, but these double S cup holders, because you can pull these out, and the cup holders are there. You also have your lighter there, all right, and you have your button there, if my camera will focus, but it's a toggle for AC to let air in and out. Like if I do this right now, I can feel a bunch of air blowing in. Just keeps everything nice and cold. Now, other than that, a lot of things you guys are used to, like your lighting controls over here. All right, everything for your speedo, your start-stop button, little extra storage space for your license, registration, insurance, if you want to tuck that away over there. And over here, you do have some storage for your glove box. All right, so you can see 2-tray system for your glove box there, and chrome for the button, again, just adding some more class to the joint. But yeah, that's a lot of what the Quattroporte has to offer in the front cockpit. Analog Maserati clock, we might not have that much longer with the new Grecale having the digital clock. I think for the next model years, things are going to change up a little bit. So we might not see this much more as far as this design language in the interior of the Quattroporte. It's due for a refresh like the Grecale, so this might be the last of it we enjoy, guys. Now before we hop in the rear, soft closed doors back here as well as up in the front, so you can see. Close it by itself, and we're gonna hop in because, we talk about that extra room. Well, you can see it here. It's there. Look at all that extra room that we have between my legs and the seats. And yes, this seat is up a little bit, but this seat isn't back that much further than this is up. And you can still tell you're gonna have plenty of room for flexation between the seats. So again, the Quattroporte, this is what it's made for, is the extra room here, all right? So backpack is sitting there, center passenger. We do have our space for storage, probably, I wanna say, just for like your phone. Phones these days are getting so much bigger than this area here, so maybe your phone can stay there, maybe not. You do also have your heated seats for both sides in the rear here, and you have your vent shade button, which I press that, vent shade goes up, all right? And then I press the other one and it goes down, all right? You can see that we do have the perforated leather in these seats in the rear as well, all right? Rosso stitching and Boss logo. In the center here, we will have our cup holders that are hidden, all right? And then we do have extra storage and charging here as well, USB and 12-volt DC, all right? So very comfortable, very spacious, very practical. You can see that the door paneling is the same in the rear as it is up front. You can see the blue tint because that's protection. This hasn't been detailed yet, so that will come off during the detail process. The leather at the top, Rosso stitching all throughout, leather all throughout, Harman Kardon speakers in the back, your Maserati side sill also covered in protective film, and your black trim as well. Great place to be, I think, when it comes to the Maserati Quattroporte, because a lot of times these cars are meant to be driven in, not always driven. All right, now let's check her out with those lights illuminated. All right, so you guys can see the full matrix LEDs there, switchback amber lights there with the LED lit up. You have the amber turn signal here in the mirror cap doing its thing, and the boomerang tails illuminated with the fog lamp illuminated as well. I turned that on so you guys can see that part there for the fog lamp, the turn signal there. How does she look? All right, so let's break down the sticker and see how worth it are these $15,000 plus of options on this Quattroporte GT. So as you guys can see, in Bianco Alpi with Nero and Rosso interior, starts life at $101,800. All right, now, after those options, you can guess we're looking at $119,395. So basically $120,000 because you have your destination charge, $1,695, preparation and delivery, $300. All right, so you're close to that $120,000 mark. Now, for options, what do we get? Well, the GT Sport interior package, that comes at $2,000, but you get the sport front seats. All right, you get the Alcantara headliner, the aluminum paddle shifters, and the sport pedals. All right, then you have your all-season tires at $600, your Sport Nerissimo pack, which is $4,090, which is your largest pack on this model. All right, you also get the comfort and convenience package, $1,500. You also have your red brake calipers, $500, ventilated front seats, $500, and you also have your heated sport steering wheel, $500. Now you do have your full natural drill leather seats at $3,500, and your tri-coat paint at $2,950 for that Bianco Alpi. Now for the Nerissimo pack, it changes things, but it also gives you those 20-inch wheels, the Perseo dark wheels, which is why it's so expensive. But, you know, according to blacking out everything and changing the body color of the door handles and the trims and all that, those wheels are included. So that's why it's so expensive, because standard, you get 19-inch silver pole siding wheels, all right? So you guys can see it there. So again, with the Nerissimo pack, you get the 20-inch wheels and you got the 20-inch tires, obviously. for $60. So just to break that down for you guys. Now, the convenience package is obviously the soft closed doors, the adjustable pedals, the lift gate that's electronically lifted. So stuff like that is part of that convenience package. But yeah, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. So then we come to what's standard. And there's everything you have here. I'm just gonna go over it slowly, but I'm not gonna say everything there. But you know, you do have things like your 10.1-inch screen. You have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have things like sport mode. All right, that's gonna open up those exhaust valves. You do have your Alexa set up for your Hey Maserati surround view camera. You have everything here that you guys need for this Quattroporte. And again, I'll go over it very quickly, just in case I did a bad job at it. Adaptive full LED headlamps, ZF transmission, dual exhaust tips. All the goodies that come with the Quattroporte, guys. What are you thinking about this? Is it worth that extra $15,000 worth of options? $15,600, I believe. Let me know down in the comments below. All right, guys, so what did you think about this 2022 Maserati Quattroporte done in Bianco Alpi for the exterior and Nero and Rosso for the interior? I think this is a killer spec. You guys know me, though. I would have done Rosso for my interior. That's just the way I roll. I'm pretty basic and pretty predictable, we'll say it that way. But with that said, is the $15,000 plus worth of options worth it over getting a motor spec that comes with more power? Okay, are you looks or are you power? Let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comments below. Now, if you guys did enjoy the video today, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Giving the video a like will help get it up in rankings. More people can see it. And we'll have a bigger discussion on this awesome spec, but pricey Maserati Quattroporte GT. Now, if you guys did enjoy the video today and want to help further support the channel, always check the links down in the description below, where I have a one-time link donation for my PayPal, my Cash App, and my Venmo, just in case you guys want to donate an extra $1 or $2 to the channel. I appreciate that extra love and support, guys. Thank you so much. You guys can also check out the Ron's Rise merch in case you guys want t-shirts, stickers, slides, tank tops, everything Ron's Rise is there. And I'm also on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. See everything I'm posting, Ferrari, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, and Fiat, just in case it doesn't make it here to the channel. Now make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, but click that notification bell so you don't miss one video. And with that said, you guys be blessed, have a great day, and we will talk to you guys in the next Ron's Rise video. Peace.